Hi, I'm in beautiful St. Lucia on a survey sea trial, and you can kind of see some of the hills around here. And wanted to talk today about getting trained to sail a catamaran. There are a lot of newbies that realize the benefits of catamarans, which include stable, smooth sailing, so you don't get as seasick. Uh, Much more room to have the amenities of home. So, for example, you can have washers and dryers and just everything you have. I mean, they're virtually like floating condos, but you can move them around. And so they're attracted to these. And a lot of people don't really have enough experience to get insurance. I'm going to cross over here. They drive on the wrong side of the street over here, so you got to be careful and always look both ways when you're in these former British colonies. Anyway, so it's okay if you don't have enough experience, because you can get enough to get insurance when you go to buy your catamaran, and it's much better to get that before you buy the boat. I have a lot of people say, oh, well, I'll just wait till I get my boat and then I'll get trained up on my boat. Well, the problem with that is that when you shop for insurance, the agent will say, all right, I need you to fill out this application, and there's a sailing resume on there. We want to see some comparable experience here. We want to see that you've navigated a comparable sized yacht safely. And in their eyes, in many cases, a monohull, let's say you're going to buy a 40-foot cat, well, a monohull of the same size would qualify. So, if you have that experience, that's probably going to be enough. And so you want to be able to put some things on your resume, because let's say you don't. Let's say you say, all right, well, I'm going to wait till I get my boat and do it with an instructor on my boat. Well, they sometimes can say, well, okay, we'll give you coverage, but every time you go out, you have to have a captain in command of the vessel, even if you're just going 50 yards across the harbor to get fuel. And the problem with that is that it's impractical. I mean, finding a licensed captain when you need him at the last minute is really hard. It's expensive because they don't work for nothing, and it just doesn't work. So the best thing to do is try and plan in advance, get a little experience, and the way to do that is to get some formal training. And in America and the Caribbean, you have ASA, that's American Sailing Association accredited schools. You have U.S. Sailing accredited schools. In Europe and some British areas, you have the RYA, Royal Yachting Association schools, and they will get you certified to the various levels. So, you typically start out with Learn to Sail. That would be like ASA 101. That's usually 2 days course, $600, something like that, or 3 days. And then the next course you would do after that, and you must do them in order, is ASA 103, and that is basic coastal cruising. And that's usually a 2-day course. You go on a slightly larger boat. See, I think the best way to learn is go on a day sailor, like a 20-foot boat, 25-foot boat, because when you learn, you need to get the balance of sailing, and you can't do it on like a large catamaran as easily as you can on a smaller, well-balanced training boat. And then as you go up in ability, you'll maybe graduate up to say a 35-foot boat for basic coastal cruising. That's 103. That's 2 days, usually about $600-700. Then you go up to intermediate intermediate coastal cruising, also known as bareboat chartering, and that usually takes 4 days. You know, you live on a boat, you actually take a cruise with an instructor, spend the night on the boat, and those can be, like, just for that segment, $1,600 at, you know, today's rates. This is May of 2019 right now. And you can then go on and do ASA 114, which is catamaran cruising, and that's usually 1 or 2 days, and it just goes into the nuances of how a catamaran is different from a monohull. And now they have these other courses that last for, say, a week.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, just I'm busy right now, sorry. I don't know, I'm lost. I don't know my way around here. All I know is up there. Sorry. And so, what are we talking about? Oh, you could do what's called a combination course with some schools. And this is 1 week long, and you accomplish all 4 of those certifications in that time period. The problem with that is it's really for sailors with prior experience. And because there's so much information, it's really difficult to remember everything. If you're good at test taking, you can get through it, but you're not going to remember much. So the way we do it at my school, Castle Harbor Boating School in Miami, America's oldest sailing school, is we do it in steps. Okay, so you would do those 4 segments, you know, in steps over maybe 4 months, because we feel that's best, because it gives you time to sort of let your mind process what you've learned, so you remember more. And now another reason people do the compressed courses is because in some countries, there are 9 countries in the world that require you to have certification in order to charter a yacht. And you can accomplish this in 1 week. So, you know, a lot of people with some experience will just go ahead and do that compressed course. They're $4,200 a person at most schools, and that includes, you know, living on the boat, so you don't have to pay for a hotel, but you have to buy your food extra. All right, so once you get certification, this is a good step toward having the experience that you need to qualify for insurance, but I still recommend to get a little more experience and to perhaps charter a boat for a week. Do it with some friends so you can split the cost, and if you do it like in the BVI, it's a semi-protected area, it's fun, and you can get instruction there too if you want. And I can also help you maybe do some deliveries if you want, you know, to just round out your sailing resume. So this is just a little group of tips here for you, so that when you buy your catamaran, you can get insurance easily and quickly. And I think it's really the best way to do it. But if you're in a hurry, yeah, you can always do the week-long certification and get it over with. So if you have any questions about that, please go to my website, largecatamaranforSale.com, and contact me. I love questions, and I look forward to working with you and finding the best catamaran for you. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.